Presented by T-Mobile is the ultimate MLB fan bucket list. Visit MLB.com/journey to 30 sweeps for your chance to win trips to all 30 ballparks. On the mound tonight, a battle of the Zacks. Lefty Zach Thornton comes up to make his second big league start for the Mets.
You know, he really is a strike thrower. He looked awfully nervous in his first start. Maybe this will be a little easier here, his second one tonight.
He's the Zach with the H. The Zach with the K is the Phillies ace, Zach Wheeler, who looks to beat the Mets for a second straight start.
Since leaving the Mets, 76-38, ERA 2.85.
Themes of the game are brought to you by Stop and Shop.
Well, homegrown lefty Zach Thornton, a guy who will throw a variety of pitches, not an overpowering pitcher. Kyle Schwarber is an overpowering hitter. 29 home runs this season, and the new skipper.
And there he is, number 70, Andy Green, who played briefly for the Mets in 2009. Now he puts on the uniform as the Mets interim skipper. First pitch is coming up from Citi Field. Phillies lineup brought to you by Mike's Amazing. Phillies took 2 out of 3 from the Mets and then 3 out of 4 from the Nats, winning on 9th inning go-ahead home runs each of the last 3 days in Washington. First time any major league team has ever done that.
15 runs in the 9th inning. The Phillies scored in that series.
In those 3 games?
15 runs.
The Mets have 14 9th inning runs all season.
Zach Thornton, that was his start against the Nationals, 4 1/3. Like I said, he was a little nervous in that start. He's going to try to impress his new manager, Andy Green.
Andy Green spent 4 years managing the San Diego Padres, decided to move into the front office to spend more time with his high school age daughters, but took on this role as a responsibility, he said, rather than an opportunity. David Stern said that when the season is over, Andy's going back to the front office to resume his player development role. Trey Turner leads off against Zach Thornton. First pitch of the night is drilled down the left field line. Over toward the corner goes Soto, and that ball is off the wall. Turner heads for second, and he slides in safely with a first pitch leadoff double, and did not miss a home run by much.
He thought he had one, and he had to kick it into the downshift to get it out, to get that double. Fastball in, turns on it.
Luckily, Keith, Turner does have 5 speeds.
Yes, he does. Speed kills. Makes up for a lot of mistakes.
14th double of the year for Turner, who has not had his best year by any means. Now Kyle Schwarber, who hit 3 home runs in a game against the Mets just 6 days ago. 29 for the year to lead the National League, and he takes ball 1 from Thornton.
They sat Schwarber down 2 games in that 4-game series, the middle 2 games, and he pinched hit in that 3rd game, but he went 2 for 4 last night with the 2 days rest.
He had back problems. That's why he was out of the lineup. Drew a walk ahead of the go-ahead home run by Derek Hill 2 nights ago, and then, as Keith said, came back with 2 hits last night. Schwarber's OPS against fastballs is the best in baseball, 1153.
Just rests that bat on his shoulder.
And he lines that one into right field for a base hit. Turner to third. He'll be held up there. So back-to-back base hits for the Phillies to start the night. First and third, nobody out.
Well, Schwarber hits so well against lefties, even slugs against lefties. Set a record last year. Home runs against left-handed pitching. I do have to say, because I didn't do the games in Philadelphia, but I watched the games. If coming into this series you're not going to move Schwarber or Bryce Harper's feet, then you're going to take it just like you took it in Philadelphia. These guys are too comfortable each and every at bat.
Bryce Harper hit for the cycle against the Mets last Saturday. Did it in the first 5 innings of that game. And he fouls off Thornton's first pitch.
Harper struggling against left-handers this year. Just hitting .214 and 112 at bats. So it's been that's a good portion right there.
Red hot now, though.
Between Schwarber and Harper hitting second in the order, 750 major league home runs. That's line toward short, past Lindor and into center field for a third straight hit. Turner comes in to score, and it's 1-0 Philadelphia.
Whoa.
So the Phillies picking up where they left off last weekend.
3 frozen ropes right there. Flat slider, went right with it. This Lindor couldn't get to it, hit too hard.
Ball was by him before he even started the slide.
Zach Thornton was struggling after his one start in the big leagues. His last start last Friday, he gave up 5 runs and 8 hits in 4 innings. But the Mets had a need tonight because of the trade of David Peterson to the Cubs. That opened up a spot in their rotation, and they didn't have anybody else to fill it, and that's why Thornton is here.
Yeah, 18 innings after he went down, 13 runs allowed.
Alec Boehm is hitless in his last 10 at bats. And the cutter misses inside. 2-0.
Your Mets car shield defense. You got Soto out in left field. This is the first defense, the first lineup for Andy Green. Torrens is doing the catching. Mauricio at second base.
And Justin Wilder's going to take a trip out to the mound after Thornton gives up 3 straight hits and falls behind on Boehm. 2-0.
I don't think I've seen Willard come out in the middle of at a 2-0 count or middle of a count.
One of the questions that I asked David Stearns today during his press conference, I asked, because you completely turned over your coaching staff in the offseason, could the lack of continuity have anything to do with the team's poor play? And he said that might be the case. It's one of the few things that he actually said specifically might be part of the problem. It's basically cashiered their entire coaching staff and brought in a new unit, which, you know, a lot of times that's interpreted as kneecapping the manager. 2-0 to Boehm, and it's pulled foul.
Well, especially when he does not have a year left on. He only has a year left on his contract, no extension. I look at it very simply. If you had any business and you replaced half of the people that work for you, it's going to be a tough transition. Care what you do.
I remember what Mendy, we had the meeting about, we asked about Thornton's stuff, and he doesn't walk people. He's a strike thrower. But what he lacks and he needs to develop is an off-speed pitch. He's a one-speed pitcher.
Behind on Boehm, 3-1. Still looking for his first out. And that's ripped down the left field line, but that'll go foul. And the Mets won the opening game of the series last Thursday in Philadelphia, and they have not won a game since.
Well, and the Phillies lost that first game of the series, and they lost the first game of against the Mets. Went to Washington, lost the first game of the series, and won 3 in a row.
Coming back in the 9th inning in all 3 of those games against the beleaguered Washington bullpen. Now it's 3-2 to Boehm. Fouls off cutter from Thornton, and it's still 3-2.
Everybody hit in Washington for this Philly lineup. Boehm is the one exception. He went 1 for 15 with an RBI in that series.
And Boehm goes down swinging on a good changeup by Thornton. So for his first out.
I stand corrected. That's a new pitch right there. So they must have had him working on that, and that's a good one.
3-2 change. Knees outside corner. Perfectly placed by Mr. Thornton.
So perhaps that'll get him settled in. Now he's got to face Brandon Marsh, who's 3rd in the National League in batting at .324.
Well, he's red hot.
He went 9 for 17 in the series in Washington, and he swings and misses at a first pitch cutter, 0-1.
He's hit left-handers this year, something that has not been a positive for him. 273 coming in with well over 100 at bats. Actually 77, excuse me.
There was a long time this season when the Phillies offense was short-circuiting and Marsh was the best thing they had going. They've struggled against lefties for the most part this year because their right-hand hitters have not hit lefties well. Guys like Turner and Real Muto and Boehm.
There's Don Mattingly.
Their right-hander hitters haven't hit anyone really this year.
But their lefties have hit lefties well. 0-2 to Marsh with Derek Hill on deck.
Long hold.
And it's pulled down to first. Great diving stop by Young, and he gets the out. Jared Young took a double away from Brandon Marsh and saved at least one run and maybe two.
Wow, that is an inning saver right there.
I'll say. He's off the line too. Nice play.
That had a little humpback in it as well and some topspin.
That is just a beautiful play. Defense.
So Jared Young really saving Zach Thornton's bacon. And now he's got a chance to get through the inning with only one run scoring as he takes on Derek Hill. Hill has homered each of the last 2 days.
Yeah, he went 5 for 8 in Washington with 2 bombs.
This is a Derek Hill, the likes of which we have never seen before. Saw him quite a bit with the Marlins. It's with his 7th major league team, and see what he's done since joining the Phillies across 11 games. He's got 6 home runs this year, 5 of them against left-handed pitching. Schwarber at third, Harper at second with 2 down. And Hill pounds one into the ground on a cutter, and it's 0-2.
Well, this would be a nice little finish of the inning here. In deep trouble right away. 3 laser beams Thornton gives up, but for him to get out of this with 1 run.
Gabe Morales, the home plate umpire tonight. Doug Eddings, the crew chief. Mike Malinsky and Emil Jimenez at second and third. 0-2 coming. And Hill goes down swinging. Side retired. Great recovery by Thornton with some help from Jared Young, and the Phillies get just the 1.
Listen! Get a low $199 per month lease on Ultima.
Carson Bench getting set to lead off for New York. Mets lineup brought to you by Spectrum. A little different look with Soto and Lindor in there together. Only the 10th time in 82 games they've been in the lineup at the same time. Bo Bichette DHing tonight. Lindor dropped down to cleanup. So a little bit of machination by the new manager, Andy Green.
Well, the complete resume for this young man. He's done it all now. 120 and 76, 7-1 this year with a 2.11 postseason, 2.18 ERA, Gold Glove in 2023. I could go on.
You could.
Carson Bench had the only marker against Wheeler in his start last Sunday. He homered against Wheeler. Had 2 home runs in that series against the Phillies. Zach falls behind him 2-0. Bench, Soto, and Bichette for the Mets against Wheeler. When Wheeler or Christopher Sanchez start this year, the Phillies are 18-4. Give you an idea what having aces at the top of your rotation does for you.
And Sanchez's last outing yesterday, he got hit up, got roughed up.
But they still won the game.
They came back and won.
Catches the inside corner with a fastball, and it's 2-2.
Well, that's a
And
pretty good combo.
Remember, Wheeler began the year on the injured list. He had thoracic outlet surgery last season that cut his year short. And they were not sure exactly what was going to happen when he came back. And Bench gets a breaking ball and rips it into center field. So Bench apparently has Wheeler measured, and the Mets have a leadoff base runner. Well, the game the Mets won in Philadelphia, Juan Soto had a big night.
He got that one, just got it in the air.
This one he thought it popped up.
Yeah, the one he thought was an out. And that wind blew it right out.
Attacks the first pitch fastball and fouls it off.
And your Genesis Philadelphia Philly defense. Really the only surprise out there is Edmundo Sosa, usually a little second baseman, shortstop, middle infielder. He's out in left. He's been playing some left field this year, predominantly against left-hand pitching.
A lot of use of the cutter so far early in this game by Wheeler.
He pitches inside too. You notice I noticed in Philly when he started that game. He demands that control of that inside corner.
And Soto rockets one deep right center field. Back goes Hill to the warning track at the wall, and he made the catch. He took a home run away from Soto. An amazing play by Derek Hill going up over the wall and bringing it back.
Oh, wow. Now that's Spider-Man. This is just fabulous play. What a play.
Elbow up over the wall, Andy Chavez style.
Andy Chavez, Brandon Nimmo against the Dodgers, and Justin Turner.
Oh, boy.
Oof.
Wow.
So each team has made a run-saving play. Now Bo Bichette, who's DHing tonight. Bo's been playing every day, and Andy Green said he wanted to get him off his feet.
If you're going to pitch Soto upstairs, you got to get above the letters. What a play. That's as good as it gets.
Oh, 2 to Bichette. You can't tease him with that sweeper, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bichette had a good series against the Cubs, went 6 for 16 with a couple of home runs. Last 20 games hitting .372 with a .1037 OPS. And he goes down swinging on the sweeper, and Wheeler's got his first strikeout.
Look at this play. Fabulous. And Wheeler thought it was gone, and his reaction. Thank you very much. Oh my gosh.
I mean, he's 10 feet in the air. That's an 8-foot fence, right?
That's just fabulous play.
Now Francisco Lindor, his second game back from the injured list, took an 0 for 5 on Wednesday night in his first game. Sat out yesterday and back in there tonight. This will be judicious about how they use him early on in his return. Bench at first with 2 out. Went in on the hands of Lindor, and he fouls it off. 0-2.
Wheeler's getting very cagey later in his career. You can tell with the gray in his beard now. Cutter first pitch, and then at 91, and then amped up to 96 with that fastball in on the hands of Lindor.
Wheeler's now 36 years old. Originally drafted by the Giants out of high school in 2009. Same year that Andy Green played for the Mets. 2009.
That was the last time Andy Green played in the major leagues.
He was talking today to us about how Jerry Manuel let him go, and Andy said, "You're right to let me go. I'm not good anymore." He got 1 hit as a Met. He said he was very proud because it was the 200th hit of his major league career.
Nice.
He said 200 is much better than 199. And coincidentally, Jerry Manuel was the last in-season managerial move the Mets made when Willie Randolph got fired in 2008. Bench runs, and Lindor fouls it off. Still 2-2.
When Willie Randolph was let go, the Mets had 34 wins.
Yeah, but they only had 35 losses. But remember that
earlier in the season, I remember because it was in the middle of the night, and then you and I, for some reason,
we were in Anaheim.
Yeah, and you and I were on TV for too long.
In the parking lot, in the hotel. Yeah,
like first class.
Costa Mesa.
You were in the parking lot?
Oh, yeah.
What the heck were you doing?
Oh, I don't know.
Live shots, Keith. Live shots. Lindor fouls it back.
We got a nice turnout tonight. Nice crowd.
Mets have actually made 11 in-season managerial replacements in their time. The only two who had winning records from the time of the replacement to the end of the year were Jerry Manuel in 08 and Buddy Harrelson in 1990. You were part of that. 2-2 coming. Up and away. Back when Buddy took over, I think the Mets won 19 of their first 21 games in May of 1990.
I know Buddy was given an edict by the front office to be a little tougher with that group.
Which was tough for him because he was not really the tough guy type. Lindor flies one out to center. This will be an easier play for Hill. And that retires the side. So Zach Wheeler able to put up a 0 with a lot of help from Derek Hill, who saved 2 runs with this grab. 1-0 Phillies. Teammates all want to congratulate you for it.
I mean, he's new to the team.
Yeah.
To win friends and influence people. Yes.
Everybody knows that that was a pretty special catch.
JT Realmuto leads off in the second inning. It's been a rough year for JT, hitting just .203, only .163 against left-handed pitching. But he's still out there almost every day. Grounded toward the hole, backhanded by Lindor, sets and fires right on target. Beautiful play by Lindor to throw out Realmuto, 1 out.
Well, he knew he had time. The ball was hit hard to plant and throw.
Nice to have that glove back in the field.
Glove and the accurate arm.
So 1 out and nobody on. Now Bryson Stott, another left-hand hitter who has hit lefties better than he's hit righties this year. Stott's hitting .288 against lefties, just .238 overall.
The Phillies have had their share. They load up lefties against them. This is their 33rd game against left-handed starters, and they're 14-18 on the year.
As a team, they're hitting about 20 points higher against righties than against lefties. But again, their left-hand hitters all seem to hit lefties well. And Thornton gets them to chase the breaking ball for strike 3. So that's 3 strikeouts for Zach Thornton. 2 out and nobody on. Drive Around the Majors brought to you by Toyota. The Braves are in the roughest stretch of their season. They've lost 4 in a row, 10 of 13, and the strength of their team, their bullpen, took a hit today with Robert Suarez going on the injured list. Here's Edmundo Sosa. Sosa batting 9th in the order and playing left field. Thornton gets him to chase a cutter, and it's 0-2. You were talking before about Zach Thornton's reputation as a strike thrower. Hasn't always been the case this year. In the minor leagues, 23 walks in 55 innings, but he's starting to fill the strike zone now. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Sosa.
Works very quick. He's got enough pitches to get people out. I think the fastball into the righties is what he should use as well. Set up that changeup away.
Sosa lines it to Lindor, goes up to grab it. Side retired. 2 nice plays by Lindor, helping Zach Thornton to a 1-2-3 top of the second. The elevation, my friend. Nice night in New York. Start of a nice summer weekend.
Very nice.
82 degrees. 7 trains running on time. Well,
how would you know?
Ish.
How would you know?
Ish. Jared Young's already contributed with his glove tonight. Now he gets the at bat against Wheeler. Jared hit a home run off the bench yesterday. Had 2 home runs in the last 3 games against the Cubs.
No one throws harder, easier than Mr. Zach.
Well, here's his home run last night. Got the Mets back in the ball game there, and he's his 6th home run. He's got pop. Always liked his swing. He's got to focus down in the strike zone. That's where he likes it.
Takes curveball down 1-2. You mentioned Zach Wheeler's fastball. His four-seam fastball this year, the batting average against it is 128. And it's not like he's throwing 99.
Yeah, but he doesn't throw as many as he used to.
Right.
It's enough, and he locates.
Popped up into shallow right. Stott going out. And that's the first out on the home second. NL East standings brought to you by Ford. So with the Braves struggling and the Phillies having rallied to win the last 3 nights in Washington, the Braves lead is the smallest it's been since April 15th.
It's doing the tighten up.
Zach Wheeler spent 5 years pitching for the Mets, now in his 7th year with the Phillies. This is away with a curveball to A.J. Ewing. As a Met, 44-38, 3.77. As a Philly, 76-38, 2.85.
One that got away.
Signed a 5-year deal when he went to Philly and then re-upped for 3 more years. This is the 2nd year of that deal. 3 years, $126 million, and he's been worth every penny. Two 2-0 to Ewing. And A.J. pulls one toward the hole. That's into right field for a base hit. So A.J. Ewing with a 1-out single, and the Mets have their 2nd hit off Wheeler.
So the 2 hits that Wheeler has given up have been on the same pitch, a little slider to the 2 young players, Benj and Ewing.
This one had a lot of plate and down. I'd like to see Ewing and Benj start to steal a little bit. They got the wheels to do it. They've done it in the minor leagues. They
Ewing stole a base last night.
Make things happen.
His 8th stolen base of the year. Wheeler's very tough to run on. Mauricio swings and misses at a high fastball. Ronnie playing second base tonight. Marcus Semien on the injured list. He's going to get plenty of opportunity to do that. Played shortstop last night in his first game back from a thumb fracture and went 1 for 5. Ewing started and stopped. There's been only 1 steal against Wheeler this year.
He doesn't have a great move, but he varies his times, and he'll hold it, which makes it very difficult for base runners to get a good jump. Ewing had one, but he didn't trust it there. He had a good
Correct.
jump.
I think he had a notion to go. There's Mauricio.
Wheeler 1-2.
Mauricio always has been having a difficulty laying off that bad slider down in the dirt or way inside the back foot.
It's like his kryptonite, isn't it?
It just can't seem to lay off.
And Ewing took off, and Wheeler picks him off. Turner throws low, and it gets away from Harper, and Ewing slides safely into second. Trey Turner spiked that throw, trying to get it back to Harper, and the Mets got a break.
Well, Harper closed the ground there.
Catcher will drop his glove here. As soon as Wheeler sees that, you throw over.
So you real Muto watching too. Harper's got to close, and that's just, Turner. That's inexcusable right there. Goodness.
1-2 to Mauricio, and the curveball hit on the ground to second. Stott makes the play on Mauricio for the 2nd out, and Ewing goes to third. I assume that's a stolen base, right? Because he was taking off on the pitch.
I mean, what makes this crazy is that Trey Turner is probably the only guy in baseball that can run Ewing down. He's so fast. But it was like a hot potato. He couldn't wait to get rid of that ball.
You always want to close it like a vice on the runner when you got him. It's like a mouse, and you got him in a mouse trap. Just close both ends down, and then you have limited throws.
Now Brett Beatty trying to get the run in from third. And Beatty loops one down the left field line. Coming on quickly is Sosa, and he gets there to make the catch. Side retired. 1-0 Phillies after 2. Watch JT Realmuto.
Look at the eyes. I see you.
And drop it.
Gotcha.
As soon as he dropped the glove, Wheeler threw over. Now, the way they score that is a caught stealing and an error on Turner.
Correct.
Turner bounces one to third. Beatty gets an offbeat hop, stays with it, and the throw can't be handled by Young. Now, that ball came up off the lip of the grass, which messed up Beatty's timing a little bit, but looked like the throw was true, and Young just didn't catch it.
It had a little sink on it, and it ran into the runner.
No, they know what it is. It's this flimsy backside of that glove. You've really got to tighten the laces on the glove, on that big side of the first baseman's glove.
They're going to pull that an error on Beatty.
Those two lines of seams that Eddie just showed you, our director, always have to keep them tight, tighten them, because then it gives you more. It strengthens the backside of that glove.
You don't want it floppy.
Right.
So each team's now made an error. And now Kyle Schwarber trying to take advantage.
Who was that error charged to, Gary?
Beatty. Who strengthened the laces of your glove? Did you do it?
I did it.
Oh, okay.
I took care of my gloves.
Don't yell at me. I was just asking.
I would do it. I used two gloves, right? I would switch second glove in the All-Star break.
See, now, if you were wearing a glove these days, you know who would tighten your glove?
No, I would.
No, Russ would do it.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't let Russ touch my glove because then I tell you that would jinx it. I'd make errors.
Well, you said last week that he doesn't do anything. This would give him something to do.
I mean, he's not sloppy. He can do his job.
Russ, no one, don't feel bad. I wouldn't let anybody touch. I took care of my gloves. I took pride in that. Hey there,
You
buddy.
have no pride, Russ.
His head said he'd let Russ take care of that because he has no pride in that.
A couple young kids waving at us in the booth.
No, they were waving at you, Keith.
Well, they can't see you.
Well,
because you're kind of you're blocked.
you know how it goes when you're not here. Hi,
no.
Gary. Hi, Ron.
How
Where's
would I-
Keith?
How would I know when I'm not here?
I'm just telling you. You're very popular. Schwarber couldn't hold the swing, and it's 3-2.
Thornton's got a nice little slider, RJ.
Yeah, he does. He's going to have to pop Schwarber in once in a while, though, to keep him honest, because he's going to hover over the outside corner of that dish.
And he's mad at himself for fishing out a bad one. Would have been ball 4.
And he takes the breaking ball down for ball 4, and the Phillies have the first 2 men on in the third. First walk for Thornton. Schwarber had himself quite a weekend against the Mets.
He sure did. Oh boy.
And a changeup.
Yep.
Slider.
Very compact swing.
Oh, what that was.
He wrapped it around a foul
Splitter,
ball.
baby.
And now Harper takes a sweeper down for ball 1.
Looks like the Phillies he's got a down breaker and they're going to make him get it up. He's missing down in the strike zone.
Harper homered twice last weekend against the Mets, giving him 42 now for his career against New York.
Thornton was a little tentative in the first as far as throwing the ball in the strike zone and got behind. He's repeating that here in the third.
This breaking ball hit to deep right field. Benj easing back onto the warning track to make the catch. Both runners tag. Turner goes to third. Schwarber holds at first.
Boy, oh boy, did he get under that breaking ball. He knew he missed it. Oh, wow. He advanced the runner.
So first and third and 1 out. And now Thornton faces Alec Boehm, who struck out his first time up. Boehm has grounded into 9 double plays this year, and Thornton would dearly love a 10th.
When he's in these RBI situations, he's at his best. Bohm's trying to shoot it the other way.
Correct.
Big hole on the right side for him to shoot at. And the cutter catches the inside corner. 0-1.
Good counter by Thornton coming inside.
Doc Thornton, 24 years old, born in Winona, Minnesota, now makes his home in Kansas. Shot to first, caught by Young, slaps the bag, double play, side retired. Jared Young, Johnny on the spot again. The line drive double play takes the Phillies out of the inning. $1 more. Try it today. New York Lottery. Can you imagine? And here is, in a moment, your Powerball double play replay. The first pitch to Luis Torrens is in for a strike.
Well, I think Thornton should play the Powerball. I'll tell you what, he's going to be bailed out by Young. 2 straight innings. Beautiful plays.
Francisco Alvarez getting a night off tonight after hitting 3 home runs in the series against the Cubs. Torrens catching, Bichette DHing. It's called strike to Louis. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Carson Bench on deck, and then Juan Soto for the Mets in the 3rd against Wheeler, who was worked around a hit in each of the first 2 innings. Zach Wheeler tonight is making his 69th career start in this ballpark. Only 2 pitchers have started more games here. Jacob deGrom and Jonathan Neese. Wheeler's Citi Field numbers are not particularly good. 21 and 26 with a 4.05.
That was before he became what he's become.
But he was a better pitcher on the road for the Mets than he was at home. Torrens goes out of the strike zone to chase a fastball, and Wheeler's got his 2nd strikeout. Well, we promised you the Powerball double play replay, and here it is.
Well, all I can say to Mr. Bohm, hit him where they ain't. Oh, he got it in the
Handcuffed him.
and right. Got him in the palm, and he's
Looks like he's still feeling it.
There's Carson Bench, who singled to center his first time up, and he swings and misses at a first pitch splitter. 0-1. When Zach first started throwing that splitter when he was with the Mets, he had the splitter and he had a circle change.
Yep.
But he has since ditched the circle change in favor of the split as his off-speed pitch.
He's got a great sense of humor. It's kind of a dry sense of humor, but I remember when he was in the Mets and he was using both of those pitches, Gary, I said, I have a hard time figuring out which one's the change up with the splitter. He said, do you want me to get rid of one?
Well, he did. And there it is again. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bench.
Let's say now he's going to get the 96-mile-an-hour on the hands after 3 splitters in this at-bat so far.
And he grounds it softly past the mound. In comes Stott, and he throws out Bench 2 away.
I was wrong. 97.
You were in the neighborhood. It's actually 96.7.
watch his foot in the rubber running. He moves it twice.
Yeah. He gets down that mound as well. You know, we've been talking about how the hitters like Mike Trout, when they're in Anaheim, how they step back before they start their swing. That's almost the same for a pitcher.
He's almost off the rubber with that second movement, Ronnie. His toe is just touching that rubber.
Fernando Valenzuela used to get as close as anyone I've ever seen to not only in front of the rubber but off the rubber.
Soto hit one over the fence his first time up, and Derek Hill brought it back, making a spectacular play to rob Soto of a 2-run homer. Soto's got 2 home runs on his ledger against Wheeler.
Well, one more look at this fantastic catch. That is just a thing of beauty right there. That is just fantastic.
Haven't been too many better than that.
Nope.
I'd still go with Andy.
Well, you're going way back.
2-2. That's not that long ago. It's only 20 years.
That's a long time, Gare.
The franchise has been around for 65 years.
That's the third of your life almost, or more.
It's
less.
It's only halfway back to your championship year here.
That's true.
That breaking ball in for a call, strike 3. Soto thought it was outside, and maybe it was, but he doesn't challenge it. Wheeler.
At his core is just a really good person who cares a lot about people, and that extends beyond just the players on the field, but really to everybody in the Mets orbit, including us. And for me, I was trying to come up with a story to illustrate personally the type of guy that he is. And I think back to last year, and you guys will probably remember this, but I brought my son, Jason, 6 years old at the time, crazy Mets fan, brought him to a game to work with me. And that was a day that we had a broadcasters meeting with Carlos Mendoza. So for those who don't know, we would do those once every series or so. And I had set up someone to watch Jason while we went in to do that. Carlos Mendoza found out that Jason was there, and he came out to find me, insisting that I brought Jason into the meeting with us. And, he went back and forth with him. I mean, totally made his day. Then after the game, Jason scraped his knee. They took him back to get a Band-Aid, and Carlos Mendoza took him into the trainer's room and started pretending like he was one of the players, involving everything again. Just, made this kid's life last year. And after the game, I texted Mendy and I just said, you didn't have to do that. You went above and beyond. His text back was, are you kidding me? Please bring him out anytime. It was my pleasure. That's the type of person that Carlos Mendoza is.
Well, I think we've all had, moments with Mendy over the last 2.5 years. And frankly, I had one today. I mean, I texted Mendy after I found out the news, and I figured, maybe a few days from now he'd get back.
Right.
Like a half an hour later, I get a 3-paragraph text from him thanking us for, for all of our support. So it was pretty extraordinary. And he is an extraordinary guy, and I hope he gets another chance. Swing and a miss, and Brandon Marsh is down on strikes. 1 out of the 4th.
I was just the opposite. I figured that his phone would be blowing up, and I always like to wait. I'm going to send him a text in around 48 hours, 2 days. Let the dust settle and let him get settled and get past what he's going through right now. But I'm definitely going to reach out to him.
And remember, this was already a rough time for Mendy and all the baseball personnel who are from Venezuela, with those horrific earthquakes that struck their country just a couple of days ago, and hundreds and hundreds of people dead and missing, and concern for all their families. So this was already an incredibly tough week for Mendy, and yet he handled it with grace.
I think one of the best days I've ever had as a broadcaster was in spring training one year. We were able to have a little personal barbecue with all of us and Mendy and his staff, and get to know him and his staff. And it was just it was one of the best days I've had as an announcer. So it was a different relationship with him than any other manager we've had here.
And Ron, speaking of his staff, Gary talked about how he sent Gary a text. He did the same with me today after I responded, or I sent him an initial text. But I found out that he not only responded to text messages, he called essentially every member of the support staff, clubhouse personnel, individually today, just to thank them for everything they've done for him this year. He must have spent, honestly, the way that I heard about it with how prevalent it was, he must have spent hours on the phone just talking to people this morning. Again, the morning of finding out that he was no longer the manager.
How about this, as that's pulled down the line but just fouled by Hill. Andy Green texted Mendy because obviously they were close, having worked in the organization together, and Andy said that Mendy immediately called him back and thanked him, the guy who just took his job.
Yeah, well, I mean, what we're saying in a nutshell is that one of the classiest acts the Mets have ever had in their organization.
And fastball gets Hill looking. And Zach Thornton's got it dialed in now. 5 strikeouts for the left-hander. This game did not start well for Zach. 3 straight bullet base hits, and he hasn't given up another hit since.
I like the fact that he pitches inside to right-handers. He's not afraid to throw inside. He's not a flamethrower. Location, location, location.
JT Realmuto hit one on the hole at short, and Lindor threw him out first time up. This is hit in the air to center, and on comes Ewing, racing in and diving, can't make the catch. Realmuto heads for second, the throw coming in, and it bounces away from Mauricio, and Realmuto has a double.
One of those full swings off the end of the bat, fools the outfielder. You think it's hit deeper, just couldn't get there. Always worry about a shoulder separation when the outfielders dive like this.
Yeah, he fell hard on his right shoulder. What you see in center field on that is you see a ball driven deeply, and it's just the opposite.
Yep.
That's why you get fooled.
Now Bryson Stott with the runner at second.
Thornton keeps the ball predominantly away from left-hand hitters through this lineup now. The second time through the lineup. He's almost gone through the entire lineup twice, and he's been predominantly away to left-handers.
In his first start when he faced the Nationals, he gave up a 3-run homer in the first inning to C.J. Abrams and then settled in from there. And that was the only hit he gave up against a lefty. Tonight he gave up hits to Schwarber and Harper in the first inning. And that cutter's off the plate, and it's 3-0.
Good eye right there. Nice crowd.
Pride night at the ballpark. Fireworks after the game. Huge crowd on hand.
I'll beat you to the car, Gary.
Is it a race? If you can beat me walking to the car, I'm giving you a prize.
Even if I'm 100% healthy, I can never beat you.
No way.
Yeah, there's a strike off the top of the zone. It's 3-2 to Stott.
Remember when we were kids and they had that fast walking in the Olympics?
Yes.
Gary could be one of those guys.
There was a movie,
Walk, don't run.
Walk, Don't Run. It was filmed in Tokyo. It was the Tokyo Olympics.
64 Olympics.
Was it Tim Hutton or the father of?
Father of Tim Hutton.
Right. With Jim Hutton.
Jim Hutton.
Yes.
3-2 coming. Pulled on the ground down to Young. Easiest chance he's had tonight. Side retired. Thornton works around a bloop double. Keeps it a 1-0 game as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Lefty trying to get his swing going.
Oh.
He's running the bases now.
I think he's got to hold the bat correctly to start. That will help.
We go to the bottom of the fourth. Mets down 1-0. Bo Bichette will lead off against Zach Wheeler. Bo DHing for just the second time this season. Struck out his first time up tonight. And a fastball in for a strike, 0-1. Bichette, Lindor, and Young, 3, 4, and 5 in the Mets batting order. And we talked about Wheeler and the fact that he had thoracic outlet surgery last year. Right from the time when it was diagnosed, they said it was the less invasive kind of thoracic outlet surgery. And they felt as though the prognosis was good. And you couldn't help but be a little skeptical, especially at his age. But it's proven to be exactly that.
And it had happened to Merrill Kelly. And Merrill Kelly at a more advanced age, and he came back better than ever. So
Bichette pulls one over the bag. That's a fair ball going down the line and all the way into the corner. And Bichette pulls in at second base with a leadoff double.
you can't hang a slider to Bichette.
No, you can't. That's when he gets the barrel out.
Got underneath that a little bit. That's why it was flatter. That's why Bichette hit a rope.
So the Mets on the tying run in scoring position with nobody out for Francisco Lindor, who flied out to center field his first time up. Lindor hitting cleanup tonight. This is the lowest in a batting order that Francisco has ever hit in his career. He's never hit lower than fourth in any major league start. 1,548 games. Dave Freed did some checking, and there are only 2 players in history who their entire career never hit lower than fourth and played in more games than Lindor. One played for the Mets. He was their MVP in 1962, Richie Ashburn.
Yeah.
That's grounded on the right side. That'll move the runner to third. So a productive out by Lindor, and Bichette's at third with 1 out. And the other one was Kirby Puckett.
Those guys that always hit up top of the order like that, they all have speed.
They'll have speed, but even guys with speed will start 8th or 9th, their rookie year.
But you'd think guys like Ted Williams and Joe
Yeah.
DiMaggio, who were great from the moment they got to the big leagues, would not have hit down in the order, but they all did.
Well, the 5-hole was thought of differently, right? Then than it is now. 5-hole was a
Infield in for the Phillies. Jared Young popped up his first time up.
A little cutter in.
Cutter in on his hand.
Yeah, Zach, when he's in trouble, he'll go get you. He'll come after you inside, aggressive.
This is one way the game has changed. I mean, many moons ago, with a 1-0 lead, you'd have the infield back.
Yep. Yes, you would.
Give the run up.
Maybe in at the corners. Maybe.
Wheeler is not the strikeout pitcher he once was, but he still averages a shade over a strikeout per inning, and in a spot where he needs one. Tries the changeup, and it missed low and away, 3-1.
And he went up with the fastball, missed, and countered with a changeup. Now he's behind.
Young Ewing in the on-deck circle would be a tough man to double up if Young walks and gets on base.
Jared lines one into right field for a base hit to tie the game. Bo Bichette comes in to score. Jared Young with an RBI single, and it's 1-1.
Oh, Young is having some kind of game already.
Tried to come back in. Didn't get in on his hands enough. It's a soft liner. That ball was inside around 6 inches too.
If the infield's playing back, Stott probably catches that ball.
Stott or even Harper if he's all the way back.
So the Mets get even, and now Ewing, who had a base hit his first time up. And AJ hits one on the ground right to the bag at second. Turner with the step and throw, not in time. Ewing beat it out. Looked like a tailor-made double play, but Ewing hustling down the line beat the throw from Turner.
Well, when you had to take those 2 steps to make the tag yourself, the unassisted force out. And one thing about Ewing, he busts down the line every at bat.
Close, but he beat it. So now he replaces Young at first with 2 out, and here's Mauricio, who rounded out his first time up. Ewing got picked off, but arrived at second safely on an error last time, and this time he gets picked off again. Harper with the toss, and this time Turner goes for the tag. Ewing went out of the baseline, and he's out, and the side is retired. So Ewing caught stealing for a second time in as many trips on the bases. Story 5 day here at Citi Field. The first 5,000 kids 12 and under will get a reversible Toy Story 5 bucket hat. Get your tickets now at Mets.com/tickets. You can put popcorn in your bucket hat.
Nice.
If you choose.
Fresh popcorn.
Zach Thornton back even as he takes the mound for the top of the 5th. Edmundo Sosa leads off and swings and misses at a cutter, 0-1. Sosa lined out to short his first time up. So the Cubs left here after sweeping the series from the Mets, and they went to Milwaukee, where tonight the Cubs are facing Jacob Misiorowski. Pete Crow Armstrong led off the game for the Cubs. It's blooped down the right side. Young in pursuit, but it's in the dugout. During that first at bat to PCA, Misiorowski threw a fastball at 105.5 miles per hour. Since pitch tracking began in 2008, the only pitcher to throw harder than that was Aroldis Chapman on 2 occasions. It seems as though, as Thornton strikes out Sosa, 6 strikeouts now for Thornton. It seems as though every start Misiorowski throws harder.
Yeah. Well, that complete game effort that he had, the shutout, where he threw 58 pitches in that game over 100 miles an hour, to me was just, don't even know what that means.
There was a real interesting article in The Athletic that they went and interviewed Nolan Ryan.
Turner flies one out to center. Ewing giving ground to the warning track. He has room. And he catches it a step from the wall, 2 out.
And the question, Nolan, about Misiorowski and his fastball, and in the midst of that article, they brought up, because the gun is the gun is different today, and
well, it captures the pitch out of the hand as opposed to
at the plate,
on its way to the plate or at the plate.
Exactly, and evidently because of the density of the air, your fastball is going to lose velocity, but they said that Nolan's fastball, he had a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, I guess, that they had on tape, and they used the gun on that fastball, and it was 108 miles per hour. Because, so I found that very interesting.
Schwarber flies one to deep right center, but this one's playable for Ewing. Catches it in front of the warning track, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Zach Thornton. Halfway through, tied at 1. 11 is brought to you by Raymore and Flanagan. Come home to comfort. By MSC Cruises. Let's holiday cruise in European style and American comfort. By Cambridge Paving Stones with ArmorTech, your outdoor dreams come true. And by Lexus, experience amazing. Juan Mauricio leads off the home 5th against Zach Wheeler and hits the ground ball out to second base, where Bryson Stott is on it. 1 pitch and 1 out for Wheeler in the 5th.
I'd like to see Ronnie think more up the middle. He's kind of pulling off, playing a little summer of 4-3. Shoot over that shortstop's head in that opposite gap.
That was Andy Van Slyke's line.
Yes, it was.
Jennifer O'Neill.
Oh, yes.
That was.
I was in high school.
That was 42.
I had a crush on her. I admit it.
So did Hermie. Beatty flied out to left his first time up. going to be interesting in the coming days with a new manager to see how he deploys his infielders with Marcus Semien out of the lineup. You've got Beatty here. You've got Mauricio here. You've got Bichette back in third now with Lindor back in the lineup. But, you know, Bichette played second base during the World Series last year. So you've got some options about how you want to deploy your personnel. I mean, Beatty's natural position is third base. And of course, you got Mark Vientos as well.
You got a manager who was a versatile kind of player when he was in the major league, so probably likes versatile players.
Well, that was originally supposed to be Brett's role this year, but with the long-term injury to Lindor, he wound up playing just about every day at third base. Two from Wheeler, and he struck him out with the splitter. Strikeout number 4 for Wheeler, 2 down.
Fastball set up that pitch.
Lost the grip. Really kind of a narrow holding of the splitter. He doesn't really split his fingers wide because he doesn't want to take too much speed off that pitch.
So 2 out and nobody on now. Luis Torrens, who struck out his first time up, and he hits a ground ball right at Stott. And Wheeler's got himself an easy 1-2-3 inning against the lower third of the order. Cost him just 8 pitches. Chevy dealers, 4:10 start tomorrow. We're on SNY, 1:40 on Sunday. Then the Mets go to Toronto and Atlanta.
Keith and I have lines in our forehead. You and Gelbsy have had Botox, huh?
Putting that poison in my forehead. Well, Zach Thornton's had himself quite a night already. Gave up 3 straight hard hits to start this game. Well, he's got a run before Thornton retired an out, but he has held them at bay since. Bryce Harper has the RBI for the Phillies tonight and gets the first pitch curveball that he fouls off. 0-1. Harper, Bowman, Marsh for the Phillies in the 6th. After Thornton had a 6-pitch 5th inning, only 66 pitches through 5. Mets haven't had a lot of that this year from anybody. Swing and a miss at a fastball. And you can just see the confidence growing in this young left-hander as the innings tick by. Left that curveball up and he fouled it off.
Take another shot up and away, but make sure it's out of the strike zone with that fastball, because to me Harper's on his breaking stuff.
And the fastball lined up the middle for a base hit. So Harper has a leadoff single, his 2nd hit of the night.
Rip that slider right here. Didn't have much break. He's very crouched.
Look at that left ankle collapse.
A lot of effort goes into every swing of Harper.
So now Alec Bohm, who lined into a double play last time up, 0 for 2 tonight, and he lifts one foul. So on the same day that the Mets changed managers, the Los Angeles Angels have changed general managers. Perry Minasian was let go after 6 years, and John Mozeliak takes over as the interim GM, former Cardinals head of baseball operations.
I was under the impression that John retired, but
no. They're calling him a consultant who will serve as the interim general manager.
Make an offer you can't refuse.
Pulled down to third, a chance for 2. Beatty to Mauricio and on to first for the 5-4-3 double play. Boy, Bohm has hit into a pair of double plays tonight. Thornton has 2 out and nobody on.
Bohm's hit the ball hard 3 times, nothing to show for it. The only thing he's got to show for it is 2 double plays. It's unfair.
Not really. You saying that the expected batting average was high?
Oh, yes.
Well, the actual batting average was 0.
Well, we grew up, you can't guide it. We've got 8 gloves out there. We didn't say exit velocity. We just said, well, I hit the ball good.
Brandon Marsh was absolutely robbed of a hit his first time up on a beautiful diving play by Jared Young that saved at least 1 and maybe 2 runs. The Angels have been a mess for a long time.
Oh, they sure have.
I mean, even when they had the 2 best players in the game at the same time, couldn't win. Swing and a miss at a high breaking ball. 1-2. I mean, it's a race to the bottom of the AL West.
Yeah.
I mean,
Goodness.
nobody over 500. 4 teams within a game and a half, and then there's the Angels. 1-2. Taken outside. 2-2 to Marsh. And Marsh waves at a breaking ball for strike 3. Zach Thornton gets through 6 innings in a 1-1 game. Only the 21st time in 82 games that a Mets starter's gone 6 innings. To the boardwalk. Be one of the first 15,000 fans at the July 7th game against the Royals and receive a Mets beach towel courtesy of Nathan's. For tickets, go to Mets.com/tickets. Third time around the order for Zach Wheeler. Carson Bench leads off in the home 6th. Bench singled to center in the first, grounded out in the third, 1 for 2. Soto and Bichette to follow. And Bench flies one out to center field. Derek Hill having trouble seeing it. And over comes Marsh to make a fantastic play.
Wow.
Derek Hill couldn't see the ball, and Marsh came sprinting over from right field and plucked it before it was about to drop.
Oh, wow. That is alert.
No chance of seeing it out of nowhere. Brandon Marsh, you just got a new fan up here. Wow.
I mean, Hill made a great play of his own earlier, and now Marsh bails Hill out with a great play of his own. And Soto was the victim of Hill's play in the first inning. It's just that time of night. Early twilight.
Oh,
sometimes it's tough to see.
Wow, what a play.
We're asked all the time up here, what makes a good teammate? What makes the teams like? It's when they do things like that.
Well, you teach little leaguers from the time that they start out that no matter where the ball is hit, your responsibility is not doing nothing. There's always something you can do.
All base backup.
Never take anything for granted. Don't assume. That was just really heads up.
Cutter misses inside, and Soto did not swing, and now it's 3-1.
And sometimes before the inning, you guys, the outfielders can talk to each other and say, it's tough to see right now. So it alerts all of the outfielders to pay attention.
I don't think I've ever seen an outfielder run that far.
Right.
Or a ball.
That was pretty extraordinary. Soto grounds one on the right side. Another play for Stott. 2 out.
Well, we'll take it right of your screen. Look at him race over.
As soon as he saw Hill in trouble, he started sprinting.
But he was moving in that direction even when the ball was in the air. And look at Hill and Sosa. Those are the kinds of small things during the course of the year that make a team tight.
Yeah, you can just see the spirit in this team.
Bichette grounds one down to third. Bohm straightens up and throws. Got Bichette. Side retired. 1-1 after 6. 3 straight hits to start the game for the Phillies produced their only run. Bryce Harper drove it in. Zach Thornton held them at bay after that. Thornton now out of the game after 6 innings and 78 pitches, and Huascar Brazoban in.
6, 7, 8, 9 for Brazoban here. This might be a 2-inning kind of relief effort.
In 2 innings night before last against the Cubs and was spectacular, striking out 4 of the 6 batters. Let's check in with Steve.
Guys, as you've already alluded to, the Phillies went through exactly what the Mets are going through today earlier this season with the firing of very popular manager in Rob Thompson. And you know, they've taken off since. I went over to the Phillies side and I spoke with Brandon Marsh and just asked him what happened? What is the difference when you do get a spark from a managerial change? And what he said to me is a nice diving stop there by Beatty to keep it on the infield, but no play. What he said was that when that happened, it was almost as if it felt like the players got smacked in the face. That, you know, they loved Rob Thompson and it wasn't his fault, and it just kind of woke them up. And he said that they then had a meeting with Don Mattingly, and Mattingly said to the group, listen, I am sick and tired of hearing nobody yelling in the dugout, no conversation in the clubhouse. I don't care who you are, what your name is. I need guys that are going to fight for me innings 1 through 9. And for Marsh, and he said for everybody else, it just really snapped them back into focus, fired them up, and they kind of decided to start playing with their hair on fire again, not worrying about things. They said, we lost 11 in a row. Who cares? Now, if we just play, let it all out, we lose 12 in a row, worst case scenario. And ever since then, it's changed the whole vibe over there, and they have taken off and gone on a run where now they're well in striking distance of the division.
Well, you never know when your manager takes over and he has that initial meeting, which you always do, that it may turn a light bulb on. It may disconnect with your players.
I think also what can happen in regards to the Phillies, they're such a veteran group that sometimes you lose your youthful energy. I think that's what he was calling for.
Ron, I agree with that. And Marsh even said, you know, we hadn't even realized that we were playing with such little energy that we stopped stealing bases. We stopped taking extra bases, things that we should do so well because of all the team speed. And even that picked up after they just had this, you know, snap back to reality moment. So, you know, sometimes it doesn't work all the time, but sometimes you get the result that the Phillies did.
Well, they were 9-19 when Rob Thompson was fired. They're 36-17 since the change. 2-1 to start with a runner in scoring position, and the changeup is just off the plate. Now it's 3-1.
Really good eye on two of the balls thrown by Brazoban by Stott.
Brazoban's gotten 2 ground balls, but one of them was an infield hit. The other one moved Hill up to second on a slow grounder, and now Stott takes it wide for ball 4, and that puts 2 men on. Well, it was quite an outing for Zach Thornton for the 24-year-old in his second big league start. 78 pitches over 6 innings, 1 run, 5 hits, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. Now Justin Crawford will bat for Edmundo Sosa. With the right-hander in the game, they'll bring in the left-hand batting Crawford, who plays most days in center field.
Boy, Crawford went through it in Philadelphia, where it seemed like every time he came to the plate, it was against the left-hander, but now gets an at-bat against the right-handed Brazoban. A lot of speed. Some of the best speed in the game at the plate here with Justin Crawford.
Well, he's got the bloodlines.
Yeah, and the double play probably out of play.
His dad Carl was one of the fastest players in the game in the last 30 years, I think. So Justin Willard uses free visit with the pinch hitter announced. Crawford facing Brazoban for the first time. Hill with good speed at second. Stott, who runs well, is at first. Beatty in on the grass against Crawford. And he takes the first one down for ball 1. I mentioned that Zach Thornton going 6 innings, only the 21st time in 82 games that the Mets have had a starter go 6 innings. The team with the most 6-inning starts this year is the Dodgers. 50 of their 81 games, their starters gone 6. The Mets have the 4th fewest 6-inning starts in the majors this year. And it's been a big story for this team. And Brosman gets ahead on Crawford 1-2 with Trey Turner on deck.
Heard a little crinkle there, Keith. Was there anything going on?
I mean, I was destroying my empty bottled water.
Fastball got him looking on the inside edge. And Crawford is out, 2 away.
Good pitch. Finally came inside with 2 strikes. That's a big league pitch.
So 2 out, and now Trey Turner, who doubled and scored the Phillies' run back in the 1st inning. Since then, he's reached on an error and fly deep to center. Batting here with 2 out and 2 on in the 7th. And he takes a changeup down for ball 1. Turner 2 for 10 in his career against Brosman. And he tries to hold, but he went around on the changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike. And it's not been an easy year for Trey Turner. At age 32, his offensive numbers are way down after winning the National League batting title last year.
Been hurt a couple times.
And Turner's late on that fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rosenbaum's got that hat slightly askew like Fernando Rodney. Line over short, base hit. Charging it is Soto. Trying to score is Hill. The throw to the plate, not in time, and the Phillies regain the lead. Trey Turner comes through with an RBI single, and it's 2-1 Philadelphia.
Boy, you're not going to throw out Derek Hill. He was flying around those bases and really cut the third base, cut it sharp. I mean, he's flying.
Good long strides. I thought there was going to be a close play at the plate, and he just made that a moot point.
Well, Soto charged that ball very well, but he did not get off a great throw.
Schwarber did not get to home plate to help his base runner. You know, it's like you're that way. Here's the swing right here. They're right down the pipe. He always stays level on that high pitch, Turner. He's not a guy that swings up. But one of your pet peeve, Ronnie, is pitchers not backing up. Mine is the on-deck circle batter, not on a runner scoring, not getting there to help his runner.
Schwarber lines one, caught by Young. Another fabulous play by Jared Young, who has had himself a defensive night. Takes a hit away from Schwarber and saves a run.
Jeez.
Beautifully done. 2-1 Philly. 1 lead as we go to the bottom of the 7th. He's kept his pitch count down, just 78 pitches through 6. Francisco Lindor leads off in the home 7th, but you knew that because you heard the song. Call strike, 0-1. Lindor is 0 for 2 tonight. Flied out, grounded out. 0 for 7 since coming back from the injured list.
Oh, hit him. Oh,
ball at his feet. 1 ball, 1 strike.
How did it not hit him? Right in between.
Derek Hill moves over to left field. Justin Crawford or Martian left field. Hill goes to right as Crawford comes in to play center. And Lindor pops one foul that'll come back out of play.
Wheeler has such a unique action. One, he pitches in a full windup, but watch his right foot. He plants it, and then he'll step back, gives him a little more momentum, almost off the rubber. I think he's off the rubber before he delivers that ball. It's like his own version of the Texas two-step.
We're just got a piece of that sweeper to stay in the at-bat. Jared Young on deck, and then A.J. Ewing. Jared Young has been the star of the night. 3 terrific defensive plays, and he's driven in the only Mets run. Let's see what else he has in his bag of tricks. In his bat to follow Lindor, leading off in the home 7th. Steady diet of breaking stuff in this at bat from Wheeler.
Threw one fastball, Gare, up in the strike zone that Lindor was able to foul off. Everything else breaking stuff.
2-2 coming. Hit toward left center field, cutting over is Crawford, and he's got it 1 out. It's 8 in a row retired by Wheeler since Young's RBI single in the 4th.
Well, Young got him cutter in on his hands, and that soft liner drove in the only Met run. That was back in the 4th.
Jared now is 3 for 6 in his career against Wheeler. Wheeler's longest outing this year was 7 1/3, and his highest pitch count was 104, so he's still well within that range. Young fouls off that breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He's liking his breaking ball right now, isn't he, Ronnie?
It's almost like he decided the 3rd time through, where the numbers can jump against certain pitchers, he's going to go soft.
Off the fist, shallow right center, cutting in is Crawford. He'll get there, and there are 2 out. Second time in a row Wheeler's gotten it in on Young. He got a hit out of it the first time, but not that time. So now A.J. Ewing. Ewing has a base hit and hit into a force play, and he's got picked off twice. It was meant to be picked off twice in 1 game since Jose Reyes in 2007. It's a pretty good list of players that have been picked off twice as Mets. Richie Ashburn, second mention for Whitey tonight. Ron Hunt, Jim Hickman, Frankie Tavares, Steve Henderson, Jose Reyes, and now A.J. Ewing.
Jim Hickman, really? He wasn't a base stealer.
Jim Hickman. As Lindsey Nelson used to say, Jim Hickman. They were both from Tennessee.
Yes.
Jim and Lindsey.
I remember early in my career with the Cardinals in spring training, Jim Hickman was at the end of his career, and he had that deep Tennessee Southern drawl.
2-0 to Ewing. And A.J. swings and misses at a fastball. 2-1. You know how long Zach Wheeler's been around? He's been around long enough that he was traded for a guy who's going in the Hall of Fame this year.
That's right, Beltran.
It's got him from the Giants in exchange for Beltran after the Giants took him in the 1st round in 2009. Ronnie Mauricio would be next. He's had a lot of quick at bats. One of his rare full counts tonight against Ewing. And A.J. takes the breaking ball for strike 3 called. He's going to challenge the call.
The batter is challenging the strike call.
I'd say it's ball 4, low.
And you and A.J. would be
This is
correct.
the ball New York and James are challenging.
So that is Wheeler's first walk of the night. And the Mets have a 2-out base runner. And Ewing has to make sure he doesn't get picked off a 3rd time. Friday night Mets next week will be from Atlanta, where the Mets open a 4-game series against the Braves. Coverage will begin at 6:30 with the Cure Auto Insurance pregame, and then first pitch will come your way at 7:15. There's Mauricio. Mauricio's been up twice, grounded out to second base both times. Miller started him off with a splitter. Lonnie playing just his second game since coming back from injury. And he punches one foul, backing out of play, 0-2.
Wheeler not just again pitches inside. That ball was about 3 inches, 4 inches inside, up and in. That's why he's successful.
Oh, 2 to Mauricio. The soft toss that time, and Ewing was wise to it.
Well, Wheeler hurt you, so he's trying to put Ewing in the record books all by himself.
Wheeler had not had a pickoff this season, but he's got 2 tonight. And Mauricio able to waste away that splitter and stay in the at bat.
I think he's going to come with that little breaking ball here, Ronnie.
Hard curveball
in the dirt.
Brett Beatty would be next. Second throw over, so if Ewing has any designs on going, now would be the time. And Mauricio goes down swinging on a high fastball. Side retired. 5 strikeouts for Wheeler. He's through 7, with the Phillies leading it 2-1. Well, the Mets parted ways with Carlos Mendoza today. These are some of the numbers for the last 5 Mets managers. Carlos having the second longest tenure of the 5 behind Terry Collins, and a winning percentage over 500. Andy Green, who spent 4 years managing the Padres in the last decade, coming out of the front office to take over as the interim manager. He had been the player development chief. Said he liked being in the front office because he could go home at night and he could take his daughters to a Broadway show. In fact, he said that's where he was last night when he got the phone call.
Oh, wow.
He was with his daughter at a Broadway show.
Seeing El Perez in for the Mets, that probably had his best relief outing in his last one, getting 7 outs against the Cubbies.
It's on Tuesday night, so he's had a couple of days off. Bryce Harper will lead off, then Bowman Marsh. Phillies took the lead with a run in the top of the 7th on Turner's 2-out single. And now Harper swings and misses at a 99-mile-an-hour fastball from Perez, and Lorenz got the worst of that somehow.
Well, tipped, when it's tipped, it doesn't go in the pocket. You know, it's tipped just enough that it catches a different part of your thumb or the outside of your pinky, and it ends up sending a stinger right up your forearm, elbow, to your shoulder. Like getting shocked. Oh.
Right off the thumb.
Oh boy.
Catchers wear a hard plastic covering that they wear over their thumb to help them not break their thumb in those kind of instances.
So, you know, Perez throwing as hard as we've ever seen him. 99 and 98 on his first 2 pitches. And Harper swings and misses at a 99-mile-an-hour fastball.
Chasing out of the strike zone.
So the Cuban left-hander with the Che Guevara beard finding some extra velocity tonight. Tries the slurve, and it misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Zach Thornton went 6 innings in his second big league start. Very impressive after a rough beginning. 1 run, 5 hits over 6 innings, struck out 7. Oscar Brazoban gave up the go-ahead run in the 7th. And Harper breaks his bat. Shallow right. Bench coming on. Diving. Did he get his glove under it? And he did.
I don't think he did.
I think he caught it.
No,
I thought he did.
Yeah,
Let's see. The
bounced.
second base umpire says no catch. We'll see whether the Mets inclined to challenge this. Let's see. Did he get his glove under it?
No.
It's a base hit for Harper, his 3rd hit of the night.
3rd hit on a breaking pitch from Harper.
And this one at the cost of a bat.
Went down fighting.
So the Phillies have a leadoff hit for the 3rd straight inning. And here's Bohm, was already hit into 2 double plays tonight. And maybe a 3rd. Mauricio with the step and toss for the 4-4-3 double play. Alec Bohm making a bid for a Joe Torre night.
Goodness. That'll drive you to drink.
Was Felix Mian on base every single time that Joe hit his double play?
When Joe Torre grounded into 4 double plays in 1 game as a Met, he blamed Felix Mian because Felix went 4 for 4 that night ahead of him. If he hadn't been on base, that wouldn't have grounded into all those double plays. Brandon Marsh swings and misses at a sinker, 0-1. Marsh is 0 for 3. He was robbed by Young back in the 1st inning. Struck out his 2 subsequent at bats. Ryan Kerkering looks like he'll be on for the bottom of the 8th. With Zach Wheeler having gone 7 on 98 pitches. And Marsh reaches out and flicks one to shallow left. Out goes Lindor, and he makes the running catch. Beautiful play by Francisco. He had to go a long way on a ball that didn't have a lot of air under it. And that gets Cianel Perez through the top of the 8th. Still 2-1. Double by Bo Bichette, an RBI single for Jared Young. Mets are down 2-1 as they come to bat in the bottom of the 8th. Mets have played some fine defense tonight, but only a run on 4 hits at the plate. Brett Beatty leads off and drives one to right against Kerkering. Back toward the warning track goes goes Hill to make the catch for the 1st out.
That line drive was like a sinking line drive.
And Hill was playing deep, so it made it a little easier play. In fact, at the very end, he had to come in a little.
Now Francisco Alvarez will bat for Luis Torrens, facing Kerkering.
Kerkering is a guy, he's got a hard, good slider. Sometimes throws it too much, but he throws 97 miles an hour.
Alvarez 1 for 2 in his career against Kerkering.
Remember, Kerkering came up, I believe, in 2023 against the Mets. I think his first appearance was. He had gone from like low A all the way to the big leagues in 1 year.
Alvarez hit 3 home runs in the just completed series against the Cubs. 8 home runs for the year. He takes a big hack at a fastball, and it's 1-1.
He hit a lot of these fastballs up for the home runs as well, but maybe a little too much velocity there from Kerkering.
Alvey is 2 for 4 as a pinch hitter this year, and he's going to challenge that strike call.
I think that's a strike.
Yep. It would be the Mets' last challenge, wouldn't it?
Real Muto is telling him it was a strike. We'll see.
Plenty.
And it is.
The call is confirmed. New York has one challenge remaining.
Mets do have one challenge left. Okay. ABS challenge presented by Nissan. 1-2 to Alvarez. And the slider skips in. 2-2. Alvarez before this year was 0 for 26 in his career as a pinch hitter, but a couple of hits this year. Off the bench. Flies this one foul out of play.
There's the inning-ending catch by Lindor. Long way to run.
And Alvarez goes down swinging on a high fastball. And Kerkering's got 2 outs in the 8th.
Kerkering has thrown one slider so far.
Yes.
Straight over the top.
Up and in.
Four-seamer.
Up and in.
So now Carson Bench, who's 1 for 3. The reason why Marsh was laughing with Lindor is because of the play that Marsh made against Bench last time Carson was up, sprinting across the outfield to make a play. And Derek Hill couldn't see it. Splitter misses down, a ball and a strike to Bench. Bench can get on. Juan Soto would be next. Phillies 2 runs, 8 hits. The Mets 1 run, 4 hits. We're in the 8th. Bench swings and foul tips the sweeper, and it's 1-2.
Nope. Got a rookie hitter there, Ronnie. He's throwing a lot of fastballs, a lot of breaking balls to young Bench.
It's a big out for Kerkering, though.
Yes.
Because of the man on deck.
No doubt.
Popped it up into shallow left field. Bohm calling for it. Side retired. So Kerkering works a 1-2-3 bottom of the 8th. 2-1 going to the 9th. Gold, most home runs first 5 seasons with a team. Kyle Schwarber has a chance to break Babe Ruth's record this year. Now half a season to get 20 more home runs. Wouldn't bet against him. Derek Hill leading off in the top of the 9th against Cionel Perez, who threw just 9 pitches in the 8th inning. Hill has scored the go-ahead run for the Phillies in this game and saved 2 runs with a spectacular catch, robbing Juan Soto of a 2-run homer in the first inning. Francisco Alvarez now doing the catching after pinch hitting for Torrens. Ball in for a strike, 0-2. Well, the big guy is getting up in the Phillies bullpen. Joan Duran will face the heart of the Mets batting order, Soto, Bichette, and Lindor on the bottom of the 9th. So it is incumbent upon Perez to put up a 0 here in the top of the inning to give the Mets a chance against the hard-throwing right-hander. Strike 3 call. Got him looking at a fastball. Hill strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. Mets baseball is brought to you by Pix 11 in partnership with Wounded Warrior Project. By Slowmans. Visit ac.slowmans.com for incredible savings on central air conditioning. And by AAA Northeast, providing trusted roadside assistance, travel services, discounts, insurance, and financial services for over 120 years. JT Realmuto 1 for 3 tonight, a blue double in the 4th inning. And he lines one right to Young, who's in the right spot again.
Got a magnet.
I mean, what a night he's had on hard hit balls, hit to his left, to his right, and that time right at him.
Boy, he has just been a burglar tonight, robbing everybody. That's the play. That changes the whole game. This game is maybe 6-1 without that play. Another run saver.
He's had plenty in his bag of tricks, and he's driven in the only Met run tonight. Bryson Stott is 0 for 2 in a walk. Stott swings and misses at a fastball. Perez throwing consistently at 98 and 99.
Such a great arm.
I mean, he's generally been 96, 97 at the top end. Not tonight. Got a little extra juice going. There's the curveball for a strike, and it's 1-2. One-two coming to Stott. And he loops that one in shallow left, falls in front of Soto for a base hit. So Stott going the other way.
Little inside out, stayed level. That's just good 2-strike hitting right there.
Remember now, Stott's got 15 bags, stolen bases, so could be on his way here in this tight game.
Justin Crawford up for the second time. Slashes one foul, 0-1.
He needs the next size. Took him forever to get that glove on.
He's a 2 of mid guy. There he goes. Pitch outside. Alvarez's throw not nearly in time, and Stott is now 16 for 16 stealing bases this year.
It's interesting. Perez held that ball for a long period of time. Most base stealers know if the pitcher left-hander holds it for a long period of time, he's not coming over. And he took off on first move to the plate.
First stolen base Perez has given up this year, and now Crawford lines one past the mound on one hop to Lindor, throws him outside, retired. Mets come up in the bottom of the ninth against Joan Duran, down 2-1. Simone and Figgy will get you caught up on all the latest sports news on New York Nightcap, presented by Nissan. 2-1 Phillies. We go to the bottom of the ninth, and one of the great lockdown closers in the game today, Joan Duran, is on to try and save it.
Yeah, can throw triple digits. Big barrel-chested right-hander, also has the great split finger.
Came to the Phillies at the trade deadline last year. Saved 16 games for him in the last 2 months of the season. Pitched great in the postseason as well, even as the Phillies were getting beat in the division series. Soto, Bichette, and Lindor trying to get it done against Duran in the bottom of the ninth. Soto's had 2 career at-bats against Duran, struck out in both of them. Bonds hit 1 ball over the fence tonight. Derek Hill brought it back, and that right now is the difference in this game. And first pitch splitter misses down. Did he swing? He did. 0-1. 96-mile-an-hour split.
That was pretty wicked. That'll buckle your world.
I mean, he's tough. Averages over 100 on his fastball. Goes with another splitter. A ball and a strike to Soto with Bichette and Lindor to follow. Hang one of those splitters, though.
Yeah.
Juan will put it up in the Coca-Cola corner. Throws slider that time, and it's 2-1.
Well, you'll hear pitchers say one of the ways you can try to go about getting Soto out, Bichette on deck, his soft breaking balls down in the strike zone, he'll roll it over. But when you throw a split finger 96, nothing soft about it.
And there's his first fastball, and now he's behind 3-1. Well, I'll say this: Soto's OPS against non-fastballs this year is 900, which is 5th best in the majors. It's not like he's a victim of breaking balls too often. Duran behind 3-1 with Bichette on deck. And Soto grounds one on the right side. Stott handles this one. 1 out.
Big out right there.
Just a fastball on 3-1.
What's wrong with that? Got the result.
So now Bichette, who scored the only Met run after doubling down the left field line to lead off the 4th. 1 for 3 on the night.
Oh.
Bichette takes a splitter that misses inside. Ball 1.
That is a serious velocity on that splitter. You can just tell from the camera there's movement as well.
Bichette 1 for 5 in his career against Duran. And he bounces one to third, backing off his ball, makes the long throw right on target. And the Mets are down to their final out.
The Bohm's got a good arm. Plays the long hop.
And so it's left in the hands of Francisco Lindor. 0 for 3 tonight, 0 for 8 since returning from the injured list. 2 career at bats against Duran, both strikeouts. And Lindor takes a fastball up and away for ball 1 at 1-0-1. If Lindor keeps it going, Jared Young would be next. That fastball right there for a strike, and it's 1-1. Zach Wheeler went 7, allowed a run on 4 hits. Orion Kerkering a 1-2-3/8. Duran has gotten the first 2 outs in the ninth. And that one skips away. And Lindor.
Wow, it just missed him again.
Yep, just jumped out of the way.
He is like Fred Asparagus up there. Jeez. How did it miss him?
Second one that's bounced right between his feet.
Same one. Gosh.
2-1 coming. And Lindor pulls one past the glove of Harbor. Foul ball. Foul ball. Very, very close. But the first base umpire, Doug Eddings, said it went foul.
Yeah, he was right on the line.
I think the Mets might be challenging this call. Ball hit behind the umpire, so it is a challengeable call.
That's fair.
That is fair. Without question, a fair ball. And they should put Lindor at second or maybe even at third. It's the umpire's discretion as to where to place the runner.
By trying to get out of the way, he never kept his eye on the ball. That's why he got the call wrong.
I think he stays at first, Gary. That ball caromed out, and Hill really closed on it fast.
They've got to give him at least 2 bases.
We'll see.
He should have kept running, but it's hard to do that once the umpire's called it foul.
I mean, you're trying to get out of the way, I know, but gosh darn, make the call.
He made it late.
Jeez. I don't know.
Lindor gets 2 bases out of that.
I don't know. We'll see.
It's going to be a hit. The question is it going to be a single or a double?
I mean, there's a case you got a 1-run lead and you guard the line, and that ball game is over.
Laz Diaz and Alfonso Marquez are the crew chiefs in the replay center.
The call is overturned. The runner goes to first base. The Mets retains the challenge.
I agree.
And they're going to make him stay at first. Why?
I mean, I'm surprised Danny Green's not going out there.
I mean, you gotta beef on this, right?
I would.
Okay, he's not getting a double on that.
Yeah, but the call has already been made. He's already slowed up halfway to first base.
No, he's running the whole way. I don't know. Whatever.
Jared Young, the batter. And Young swings and misses at a first pitch fastball, 0-1.
We're right where we want to be. This is the Jared Young game. Right?
It's true. Wouldn't that be something?
Driven in the only Met run. He's made 3 or 4 outstanding defensive plays.
Be a cherry on top.
Young takes a fastball strike, and now the Mets are down to their final strike. And Young is going to challenge the strike 2 call.
Strike 2 is the call. Correct.
Oh, it's the ball.
It had the corner. It was just up.
The Mets had a challenge remaining down to their last out. It's the right time to challenge.
The
One
Jared
ball,
Young
one strike to Young.
Got to be careful coming inside to Jared Young.
Lindor the tying run at first with 2 out. 1-1 to Young. And that's inside. 2 balls and a strike. It's Young's first time facing Duran.
Leave that split up just enough. Young likes the ball down.
Yep.
A.J. Ewing would be next. 2-1 coming. And Young takes one in the dirt as Realmuto picks it nicely.
What a pick.
To prevent Lindor from going to second.
Wow.
How did he pick that? Wow. What skill.
That ball really kicked up, too.
Duran's given up only 1 home run this year. He's behind on Young, a home run hitter, 3-1. He retired the first 2, but Lindor got a hold of one and ripped it down the line. Now it's 3-1 to Young. And Jared fouls one away. Full count.
Going after him with heaters.
Yeah.
So that'll give Lindor the automatic start from first.
Some room in right center.
Harper behind Lindor, who gets set to run. 3-2. Strike 3 called, and the Phillies have won it, or have they?
This
Young
is
is challenging the call.
Close.
Might have been outside.
Might have.
It is strike 3, and the Phillies have won the game. The Mets dropped their 7th in a row. First time this year they've lost back-to-back 1-run games, as the Phillies win this one 2-1.
It got the corner. Sure did.
At 100 miles an hour.
7 strong innings from Zach Wheeler. Kerkering and Duran with an inning apiece. Mets are held to 5 hits in Andy Green's first game as manager. Despite an outstanding effort by Zach Thornton, the Phillies win 2-1.
Yeah, Thornton 6 sharp innings taken out after 78 pitches. Then the Phillies score the second run.
And Zach Wheeler, his 8th win, came out late this year with the injury, and he is 8-1 for this Philly ball club.
Wheeler lowered his ERA to 2.03. There's your Optimum Fiber game summary. Duran hangs on for the save, and the Phillies win this one 2-1 in the opener of this weekend series. 2-1 the final. More coming up from Citi Field in just a moment.